someone messaged me after the last video and asked a great question, brought up a great point. Why are my poorer farms out yielding my good farms? I hear that a lot, and it's an important thing to consider. What the heck is going on there? I'll tell you what's going on. The standard soil test we've all been taught to use, we've been trained to use, that's all we hear about outside of some, maybe niche weird stuff, but it's not telling the whole story. It's not telling the whole story, man. And here's why that matters. This is one of the biggest things I talk with all my guys about. It makes the biggest difference for them. Yes, year one, but especially long-term. Makes a big difference long-term. So what is it? It's something called WEOC. Water Extractable Organic Carbon. Now, what the heck is WEOC? I think of it as sequestered carbon, or you've heard of organic matter, of course, if you're listening to this. You've heard of organic matter, but here's the challenge with organic matter. It isn't necessarily available. Just because something is there, it's not available. Think of organic matter as like your total carbon. This WEOC is your available carbon. And that's what drives high functioning soils. That's what drives mineralization. That's what drives biological activity in your soils. That's what can often explain why your poorer fields might be out yielding your high yielding fields. We don't really know until we test, but that's something I see a lot. You might just have a higher functioning soil than you think, but you would never know it because of the standard soil test. So why haven't we heard about this? Why is nobody talking about WEOC? I put it this way, my understanding, this is gonna sound weird, it's actually inconsistent to measure WEOC. That's why we never heard about it. So what do I mean? It's inconsistent to measure because how do we always test? Most guys, it's one of two different ways. It's either a composite. They go to this spot of the field and that spot, put it all together in one bag. That was better than nothing back in the day, but then grids came along. Most guys are trying to figure grids, and similar issue there. What have we really made? Think about it. If you have a rolling field, you get a hilltop, you get a side hill, you get a bottom, and one square, 2.5 acre square, you put that together, you just made a 2.5 acre composite. Now, here's where the trouble is with WEOC. That way of measuring the top, the hillside, and the bottom, how do you think that's going to influence some of these quicker changing, more representative, more biologically driven metrics on a soil test? Do you think your available carbon, do you think your biological activity is the same in the top and the side of the bottom? No, of course not, right? Of course not. We have to account for that with how we sample. That's why we don't see a lot, we don't hear a lot about WEOC and everything else, even though I would argue it is the number one most critical thing to measure in our soils. If you want efficiency, regardless of crop, WEOC. It's the name of the game right there. Manage around WEOC. Make a big difference. If you have questions, hit me up.